Welcome everyone to Pleasant Grove, Utah for some Week 1 high school football between the Burmester High Black Bears and the Pleasant Grove Vikings. These are the top two teams in the state of Utah. Burmester High is at number 1, while the Pleasant Grove Vikings sit at number 2. Looking at the Black Bears, they play in the same town that Westlake plays in. Of course, 10 years ago, Burmester was a ghost town, and now they have one of the best college football teams in the country. And Burmester High might be even better than Westlake in their respective league, I guess you could say, as Burmester High has had more immediate success than Westlake, winning 2 state championships since entering the realm of high school football within the past 5 years. Looking at Burmester High, some notable players include the Westwood family. Stephen and Braxton Westwood are both 5 stars this year. Arch and Orlando are both talented defensive players in next year's high school class. And then Carter Westwood, a player to watch. He is a high school sophomore, not to mention there are some other talented players on this roster like Delvin Hines and Earl Blake. They're going to be taking on Pleasant Grove, who has been known as a Westlake pipeline. Many great players out of Pleasant Grove have come to Westlake. Guys like Isaac Solomon, Agobo Onecho, Owen Jackson, Nigel Wiggins, and Dante Savage all went to Pleasant Grove. And looking at some players this year, their only notable star this year is 5-star cornerback Zaire Wiggins, the number 1 corner in the country. And yes, he is the younger brother of Nigel Wiggins. Unfortunately for Westlake, he is already committed to Auburn. He was definitely a player the Hornets really wanted. There are some other talented players for the future. Running back Terrell Logan, linebacker / defensive back hybrid Naheem Wiggins, who is Nigel's younger brother, Cecil Quinn, Darnell Short, the quarterback, Cardero Meeks, and a freshman guard Ridley Wang, just to name a few. Welcome everyone to Pleasant Grove High School here in Pleasant Grove, Utah, as they are set to take on the Burmester High Bears. As you can see, Burmester High will elect to kick off to start today's game. Many Westlake scouts are at this football game, mainly watching Burmester High because a lot of Burmester High stars this year could be coming to Westlake. And then Pleasant Grove has some good future players who could be Hornets, as well as the sophomore quarterback Darnell Short. Over to Vic Grimes for a gain of 15. Solid start for the Pleasant Grove Viking offense. The player to watch out for on this Burmester High defense is 5-star defensive end Delvin Hines. He's gotten a lot of player comparisons to Julius Peppers. Both of those two are very similar athletically. As Short throws an interception, that's going to be McMahon making the play. It's been an excellent drive so far for Darnell Short. However, it will end in a Ike McMahon interception. And here comes out Stephen Westwood in the Burmester High Black Bear offense. Here's the Burmester High offense led by the number 1 quarterback in the nation, Stephen Westwood. He's considering a lot of big schools, notably Westlake, Michigan, and Ohio State. As here's Stephen Westwood on first down. He's going to be sacked to start the game off. That's a loss of 11. Will Petty, the 3-star safety, is the one who makes the play. His current top team is Navy, as he hasn't been looked at too much so far, but he is a decent player as he sacks the number 1 quarterback, number 8 overall player in the nation. These two teams know each other very well, as they have played against each other in the past 2 Utah State championships, both of which Burmester High has won. Third down, here's Stephen Westwood looking to throw it. Westwood, whiskey pass. He has Earl Blake, a junior, projected 5-star wide receiver, for a gain of 27 yards. Burmester High has one of the scariest receiving cores in the country. Tight end Braxton Westwood, who's a 5-star. Earl Blake, who's a projected 5-star next year. And then Carter Westwood, a sophomore, who is also a projected 5-star. So that is a scary trio for Stephen Westwood, as he's going to find his buddy Carter Westwood for a gain of 16. Many scouts think Carter is the most talented of the Westwood family. However, it's not going to be easy, as we already know 2 of them are 5-stars, and we'll see about Orlando and Arch next year. Looking at the Westwood family, most of these guys are actually cousins. The only brothers are Orlando and Arch Westwood, who are both twins. They will be coming out next year, which is the high school class of 2026. Third down, Stephen Westwood loses the football, picked up by Dunbar. As Westwood loses it on the option, can Derek Crosby catch him? No, he won't. That will be a long touchdown for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, and they will take the lead. Shedrick Dunbar, a junior, is the one who makes the play, as Stephen Westwood looked really good on this first drive, but all for nothing, as Westwood is usually incredible on the options. Ran for 168 yards last year in the state championship, but that's not ideal, folks. Stephen Westwood is the definition of a dual threat quarterback, as he can throw the ball, he can run with the ball. He's even played a little bit of receiver in his time here at Burmester High. 2nd and 10. Westwood's going to look to throw it. Westwood under pressure. He will be sacked again. This time for a loss of 8 by Ted Cowan. First quarter in the books, and Pleasant Grove is playing really well so far. They lead at 7-0. Sophomore quarterback Darnell Short has played really solid up to this point. Tight end in motion. First play of the quarter. He gets by Delvin Hines. There goes Short down the field. Eventually brought down by a plethora of Black Bear defenders, but not before gaining 22, as Darnell Short has been really good today running the football. We know Westwood is a scrambler, but we haven't seen Darnell Short play like this, and he's definitely done a better job with the football in his hands today than Steven has. Here comes out the field goal unit for the Pleasant Grove Vikings. This would make it a 10-0 game as the kick is up, and it is right down Main Street, and Pleasant Grove has a 10-0 lead. They are looking really promising up to this point. This Pleasant Grove defense has been excellent today, as Burmester High's offense was ranked number 1 in the state a year ago, and so far today they are definitely struggling. As here's Stephen Westwood. He is a wide open man deep. That's for running back Derek Crosby, as he is brought down by Will Petty, but not before gaining 38 yards on the reception. Excellent pass from Stephen Westwood. Phenomenal route, or really, that was just awful coverage from Pleasant Grove, as they had no idea where Derek Crosby was. It is 3rd and goal from about the 2. Can Burmester High punch it in and put some points on the board? Stephen Westwood is going to roll out to his left. Westwood under a ton of pressure, hit hard, but he does find Braxton Westwood, his cousin, for the touchdown. The 5-star connection, as both of these two are considering Westlake. The Hornets are the early slight favorite for Stephen, while they are 2nd for Braxton behind the Arizona Wildcats. Last drive, Pleasant Grove was able to get a field goal. Let's see what they can do here. It is 2nd down and 10, 1:56 left in the half. Darnell Short looking to throw it. He's under pressure. Over to Logan, and Ontrell Logan is hit hard for a loss of 5. The play is read like a book by the defensive tackle, as this Burmester High defensive line is known for guys like Delvin Hines, Orlando Westwood, but that's the D tackle making the play, number 9. Not a great drive for Pleasant Grove, as Burmester High has it back with great starting field position at around the 44. 1 minute and 1 second left at the half. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. As Stephen Westwood scrambling with it, he loses 13 on the sack by Otis Crowder. Burmester High clearly needs a spark on offense, as this unit has not had a bad day today. It's just that Pleasant Grove's defense has been really good. 4th down and 3. They're going to risk it for the biscuit, as Stephen Westwood scrambling with it. Westwood, he's going to leg for first down himself, but he fumbles the football. It will be recovered by Cowan, and Pleasant Grove will get the ball back, as Stephen Westwood did get the first down, but he lost the football. His 2nd fumble of the day, as it has not been an ideal start to the senior season of Stephen Westwood. I expected this to be a high-scoring game, but both defenses have been very impressive. 2nd and 10 here for Pleasant Grove, just under 4 minutes left in the 3rd, as Darnell Short. Short pass for Logan, and Ontrell Logan loses 5 on the screen once again, as Darnell Short has 5 passing yards on the day. He's been explosive running the ball, but 5 passing yards is not going to count. Now it's 3rd down and 15 for the Vikings, as Darnell Short under pressure, not really. Short looking deep. He's going to be intercepted. Just a flat-out awful pass. It's going to be Roth who makes the play. Spins out a couple defenders, breaks a tackle. Really nice return from Roth. J.B. Roth to be exact, as that throw was just way too short. No pun intended. And J.B. Roth breaking a few offensive linemen's ankles, as Burmester High will get the ball back. After the interception, Burmester High will get the ball back, as Stephen Westwood on 1st down, looking deep for Braxton, who was hit hard by Will Petty, but still a nice play for the senior tight end. Burmester High now has it at the 38. 1st down, Stephen Westwood scrambling with it. Westwood, he's going to take a shot for Dante Alvarez, who makes the diving grab. What a dart from Stephen Westwood. That, my friends, is why he's the #1 quarterback in the nation. Really nice catch by the sophomore receiver, Dante Alvarez. I did not mention him in that players to watch, but he's definitely talented. At this point, he looks like he could be a 3-star, but after that catch, that could certainly help out his stock. On the last drive, Darnell Short's pass was a little bit too short, as Burmester High was able to capitalize, and now they are winning. Darnell Short scrambling with it. He's at his best when he's running with it. He gets by McNeil. There goes the sophomore, Darnell Short, with a big run. He has 91 of the team's 97 rushing yards today. I'm surprised that Antrell Logan has been as quiet as he is. I think he probably has negative yards from scrimmage today, so definitely a nice job from Burmester High's defense. I like how I was complimenting Burmester High's defense, even though they allowed a big run. Anyway, they're down at 9 for Pleasant Grove. Let's see if they can convert. Darnell Short under pressure from Hines. Short looking, he's going to be intercepted for a 3rd time today. This time, the play is made by Morales, as Darnell Short has the same amount of completions as interceptions today, as I would not be surprised if he were to play a running back in the collegiate level. He just does not look like he has a strong arm. With the ball, he's great, but throwing the ball, he's very questionable. I'm very curious to see how Darnell Short's career ends up. I think he could be used in a number of ways as a collegiate football player, but definitely not as a starting quarterback. Here's Stephen Westwood with it. Westwood scrambling. Westwood taking a shot for Carter Westwood. The Westwood connection. Stephen to Carter, the #1 quarterback in the nation to perhaps the #1 receiver in the nation in a few short seasons. Stephen Westwood with a dart. He took his time and he read the defense. And Carter Westwood with a phenomenal route. And Burmester High now has a commanding 2-possession lead, as those Pleasant Grove defenders, including Zaire Wiggins, chasing after him, just looked defenseless on that play. A common theme the past few years we've seen with Pleasant Grove, they've gotten some great players, but none of which play quarterback. I guess this team just doesn't know how to develop or find good QBs, as that one was almost the 4th interception of the day. Ike McMahon with deflection, who caught a pick earlier, as Darnell Short 3 for 15 right now. Burmester High has it back, as I think these scouts have to be impressed with the way Stephen Westwood is playing here in the second half. Questionable first half, but he has really started to pick it up. Handoff for Derek Crosby. He loses 3 yards. Nice play by the Pleasant Grove defense. Ted Cowan has had a pretty nice game with the TFL, as Braxton Westwood, not great blocking on that play. It is now 2nd and 13 from the 37. Stephen Westwood looking to throw it. Westwood looking deep for Carter Westwood again. He is pounded by Will Petty, but not before gaining 21 yards, as Carter is having quite a start to his sophomore season, as Zaire Wiggins has covered him a lot today, and he has definitely struggled, not looking like the top corner in the country. 3 quarters down, 1 to go, and Burmester High is now looking really good. They lead at 21-10 and are now in the red zone, as Stephen Westwood looking for his favorite target today, Carter Westwood. Touchdown number 2 for Carter, the 4th of the day from Stephen, and now it is 28-10. Burmester High pretty much has this game on lockdown. On both sides of the football, the Black Bears are on a roll right now. 2nd and 9, just over 3 minutes left in the game, as Stephen Westwood looking to throw it. Westwood looking deep for his cousin, Braxton Westwood. Westwood breaks a tackle, trying to break another one as he gained 27. Has not been a crazy day for Braxton, but 4 for 53 and a touchdown is definitely not too bad at all. Now the Black Bears have it at the 17. They are going to look to throw it again. Stephen looking for Carter Westwood, and Carter with the hat trick. His 3rd receiving touchdown of the day. The 5th passing for Stephen, who now has 400 yards on the dot. And this game is now 35-10. Have yourselves a day, Stephen and Carter. It's hard to believe that Pleasant Grove was winning at halftime, and now they're down 35-10. How things can change with one snap of the finger. As here's Darnell Short. He actually makes a nice pass over to Dixon. Nice hit from Dowdwell, but still 27 yards for Cedric Dixon, as That gives Darnell Short over 2/3 of his passing yards on the day. Darnell Short's passer rating probably skyrocketed after that play, which doesn't say much because it's probably at like the minimum. 2:22 Illuminati confirmed left in the game is Darnell Short under pressure. That's going to be Orlando Westwood with the play. We haven't really gotten to see him or Arch or Delvin Hines make a huge impact today. Hines also sending pressure, but that's Orlando the Junior making the play. That is how this game will end. 35-10 is your final, as Pleasant Grove was winning at halftime, and then they just collapsed in the second half, being outscored 28-0. This game was really about the quarterback play. For Burmester High, Stephen Westwood really did look like the number one quarterback in the country, throwing for 400 yards on the nose and 5 touchdowns, 3 of which to his cousin, Carter Westwood. Meanwhile, for Pleasant Grove, Darnell Short, only 6 completions, and he just looked lost out there. He was very explosive with the football, and I think collegiately he could make a lot of success as a running back, and I definitely do not expect him to ever start a game in college football. However, I do definitely think he does have a bright future in the sport.